Madhav, just stay on with us. Gaurav Bhatia of the BJP is with us on the phone line. Gaurav Bhatia, listening to our Congress press briefing, they are saying that whatever the case may be, Rahul and Sonia Gandhi will abide by law, but this is nothing an attempt that is being made to divert from the original issues by the misuse of central agencies.
We should not ignore the facts. First of all, ED is acting independently and is fearlessly taking action against the corrupt. This government has a zero tolerance policy for corruption. And the Gandhi Parivar, Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi both are out on bail in this very same case. Now the ED is probing whether there has been money laundering or not. And I think at such a premature stage, for a seasoned lawyer like Mr. Singhvi to come out and then try to give a clean chit to the Gandhi Parivar, which we all know is the most corrupt Parivar of our country, is another act of shamelessness. I would say that we should leave it to the investigating agency. The truth has to come out, and when the truth will come out, the Gandhi Parivar will have no face to show to the public.
All right. So, Gaurav Bhatia, they're rubbishing these charges that are being leveled by the Congress party, calling it political vendetta. I believe we also have Bhavtosh on the broadcast. Let's go across to Bhavtosh. Bhavtosh, what do these summons... Okay, I believe we've lost that line. Let's see if we can get this information from Madhav. Madhav, what do these summons say?
It is on the 8th of June that Rahul Gandhi and Sonia Gandhi will have to appear before the Enforcement Directorate, and in fact they are expected to reach the headquarters of the Enforcement Directorate here in the national capital. If not, they are of course also likely, what sources in the Congress are indicating, is to ask for more time. Now that's as far as the legal aspect is concerned. As we all know, when there is a summons issued, there are 3 opportunities given for the summons to be issued that a person has before the prosecuting agency can actually go to a court of law and then formally seek for a warrant for their production. So that is, of course, as far as Rahul Gandhi is concerned, information coming in. In fact, Abhishek Manu Singhvi just briefing about that. He has said that if the Congress president will go, if Rahul Gandhi will be present here, he will go, otherwise more time will be sought. So it depends really on whether they are available here or not. But the Congress president, Sonia Gandhi, is certainly likely to go. And this is going to be a very, very important moment because Sonia Gandhi, of course, as one of the most prominent faces of the opposition over here, going to the Enforcement Directorate to actually respond to these summons.
Remains to be seen if they will be accepting and presenting themselves before the investigative agencies. Madhav, stay on with us. Mr. Majid Memon is also with us on the phone line. Mr. Memon, the Gandhis have been summoned, Sonia and Rahul Gandhi, by the ED on the 8th of June. What is being said in the National Herald case, sir? But Mr. Memon, just interrupting you, sir, apologies for that. Dr. Subramanian Swamy is with us on the broadcast. Sir, you are the one who has been spearheading this case against the Gandhis. Yes. They have denied any wrongdoings, but now they have been summoned by the ED once again, sir.
No, you see, I had filed a complaint on the ED side also in 2014, and it was not acted upon. Now, yesterday there was a hearing in the court, in the trial court, in which I was there, and the ED's advocates were also there. And there they said that they will be issuing the summons. So I knew about therefore yesterday itself. And so this is a open and shut case, and as the whole National Herald case is all based on documents. Nobody about who said what and who was where at what time. It is a thing that once the records are in place, there's no escape.
Right. Dr. Swamy, in fact, we were just listening to a Congress press conference where, of course, the Congress veterans are defending the Gandhis, saying this is nothing but a political vendetta.
And they always say that when they were in power, they tried with all of us, including me. What happened just made us angry, and now when we get records and prove that they have done this, and the court has now on the main fraud, cheating and so on, they have already in an advanced stage, they could be convicted within the next 6 months. And this one is something that has been pending for some time, and I think now is the time because they took money from a Hawala racket place in Calcutta and used that money to pay for the buying of the share of National Herald's company called by which they got the majority. So therefore, in all these processes, everything is illegal, and therefore, one stage to another. But there is no escape. That's all I can say.
Right. Dr. Swamy, just quickly quoting from what the Congress leaders have to saying that it's been since 2015 that both mother and son are out on bail. But the questioning of timing that is being done by the Congress party saying that this is a strange case of alleged money laundering without any money.
That's not true. We have given the name of the company. In my complaint, I had given the name of the company. Some company in Calcutta, which is sometimes called a cheat company. These people had only 5 lakhs investment in young Indian, but they got 1 crore from a company. On what basis? Which company will give you money for 1 crore for a company which has a paid up capital of only some 5 lakhs or something like that. So it's obvious that money was laundering. And that chit fund that they have confessed also. It's not that this has come suddenly out of the blue. That company was investigated. That company was asked in Calcutta about it. Doltex, the name of the company was Doltex. And that company has given an affidavit, yes, this was laundered money. Because they will also face problems, but since they are cooperating, they'll get a lenient sentence.
Absolutely. How do you see the ED summons that have been issued now? Do you think that it will now move in a fast-paced manner?
Well, you see, it has to move because our party has nothing else to show. Economy is a failure. Our dealing with foreign policy, particularly with China, has been a failure. And only Hindutva and in a vibrant situation. So the party has to going to the 2024 elections, has to do these things. Otherwise, people will say that sab bakwas hai inka.
Right. All right, Dr. Swamy, sir, thank you very much for joining in. So Dr. Subramanian Swamy, who has been spearheading this case, rather when the complaint was first initially filed in the National Herald case. Ishkaran Bhandari also, I'm told, is with us on the broadcast. Ishkaran, how do you see the developments with both Rahul and Sonia Gandhi being summoned by the ED?
It is a natural consequence. It's a natural consequence of the case that is ongoing, that they had to be summoned. There is a lot that they need to answer. There is a lot which they need to show how the entries were made, how such a company with so many assets got taken over by Young India, AJL. So all that transactions, how did the money come, what is the money route, what is the paper route, how were the entries made, what was the reason by which such huge amounts of money was waived off and converted into shares. All that the ED, it's a document, as I said, it's a case where the transactions are documentary evidence. Because all these transactions had to happen, shares had to be given to Young India, reduced, diluted, resolutions of board had to be passed, money had to come in. All that is documentary and the case is going on. The summons were going on from the trial court. The Supreme Court had not quashed the summons. The trial is going on. So it was natural for ED to do what it is today.
Right. In fact, is a big development and a setback for the Gandhis in the National Herald case. The Rahul Gandhi has been asked to appear on the 8th of June. And summon also is going to be given to Sonia Gandhi is what we are picking up. Ishkaran Bhandari, thank you for joining us on the broadcast with your perspective on this case. I believe we still have Madhav on the broadcast with us. Madhav, very interesting reactions, in fact, coming in from the Congress. Abhishek Manu Singhvi says no money was involved in here. Let's not forget the serious charges leveled by the IT department and also the order of the Income Tax Appellate Tribunal.
Well, absolutely. And in fact, we must remember, at the end of the day, the Enforcement Directorate's mandate, the Prevention of Money Laundering Act, that the PMLA is the primary duty and it's the Enforcement Directorate that is the custodian to ensure that that aspect is maintained. So clearly, of course, Abhishek Manu Singhvi coming out to say that there is no money involved in this entire case, that's something that perhaps at some level or the other, the prosecution and other agencies that have been pretty much on the trail of the Gandhis on this entire matter will, of course, be disputing. Be that as it may, this is no doubt going to be a very, very huge spectacle, because the Congress party is saying that Sonia Gandhi will be going to the Enforcement Directorate headquarters on the 8th when those summons have been given. If Rahul Gandhi comes back, he will also accompany Sonia Gandhi. In terms of the actual spectacle of Sonia Gandhi going to the Enforcement Directorate, whatever be one's own political views, whichever political party people may belong to or may subscribe to, the fact is that this is by any yardstick going to be a massive political development, because this perhaps could pave the way for an important set of proceedings with Sonia Gandhi actually appearing. In the past also, we have seen how there have been appearances of, for instance, Robert Vadra before the Enforcement Directorate in separate other cases. In this particular case, the president of the Congress party herself would be appearing before the Enforcement Directorate, much in the manner that she had, of course, appeared before a court of law earlier in relation to the National Herald case. So clearly, of course, what will actually transpire as far as this case is concerned remains to be seen, what the investigating agency will do and what effectively the courts will also say once this matter does come up before them. But in terms of the actual importance of this entire development, certainly a massive development, not just from the point of view of investigation agencies, but also, of course, in terms of the political implications of what would transpire after this.